Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you. Thank you so much for clicking on this video, joining me live this morning. 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 in the AM, Eastern Standard Time. We have some people already here with us. Good morning, Evelyn. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate you. John Gugahan says, "Good morning. I lost track of time and realized it was already 7:30." Well, you're here. You're on time. You've made it. The first hurdle of Sunday has been taken care of. So glad you are here with me today. Here's a duck, Darkwing Duck. That way Rick will pay attention. I don't know if he's here yet or not, but there's a duck just for Rick. Coffee just for me. Good morning. How are you all doing this wonderful, wonderful Sunday? Woo! Brian Doyle's in the house. Good morning, Mr. Doyle. How are you? It's been a long week, let me tell you. It's a long week. There are those who joined us Thursday. You will kind of have an understanding of our week, but Tuesday we were supposed to go live, and then we ended up having dinner with our son-in-law. It was his birthday. He turned 25. And then the following day is when the girl started school. She started kindergarten. The rules are different. Things are different. The routine is different. She is there all day, 5 days a week. So that's an adjustment for us. That's a giant adjustment for us. And then Wednesday night, we were supposed to go live. I had moved it to Wednesday, and then we were then helping the son-in-law get a car. We then had dinner with our middle child and his girlfriend on Thursday. We did make it live Thursday to talk. And then on Friday, I was tasked with making sure that our middle child, his girlfriend, made it to work. So she works about an hour from where we live. She works at a prison that looks like Shawshank. Okay. Pulling up to it, you're like, I don't want to be here. No, thank you. Drop her off, have to pick her up because they wouldn't let her work because she forgot some things that were very important, but unknowingly necessary to her at that point. And so we had to go find a store to rectify the situation so she could go back to work. That ate up about an hour. So an hour there, hour in the process of getting her situated so she could go back to work. My nose is runny. I don't know what it is. Every Sunday, y'all make my nose run. So we got that situated. Then I got home. That was another hour, and then I had to go pick her up from work later in the afternoon. An hour there, an hour back. So about 5-6 hours worth of just driving to get her to and from work. So, you know. Carl's here. Good morning, Carl. Good to see you. He's just making coffee as soon as I get this dog off my lap. Poor doggos. John Gugahan says, putting some Omega Powder creamer in the second cup of coffee is so good. Well, that is wonderful. Andy is here, still walking, but I'm listening. All right, Andy. Well, enjoy your walk and listening to me ramble this Sunday. Let's see. Andy says she missed Thursday's live stream. Well, you can always go back and listen to it. It's up in perpetuity. Sherry's here. Good morning. Rough start to the morning. I overwalked on Friday night, so back to wearing my jumpers knee brace. I always wake up in a good mood, but this morning, not so much. That's okay. That's okay. I've been having, I don't know why, I've been having the NSYNC song Bye 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 in my head. Probably because it was in Deadpool, like, ain't no lie, baby, bye 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 bye. You know what I mean? I don't know why. One of my phone's in my pocket. Gotta get it. I'm gonna make sure it's not on ringing so my phone doesn't ring and all that fun stuff. And YouTube sent me an email letting me know that I am live. Good to know. I'm having trouble with my stuff here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, I do hope you feel better, Sherry. Knees are very important. Having tea and listening to you making it better. Well, that warms my heart. It really does. Evelyn says, "Oh, Sherry, I hope you feel better." Cool keto couple from Ontario, Canada. Well, thank you for joining us. I don't know, have you been here before? I hope I do have a memory sometimes, and sometimes I don't. So, if it's your first time, welcome. If it's not your first time, welcome back. Andy says, "I will. Fell asleep early. These 5:30 alarms really catch me off guard when 8 p.m. hits." Right? Like, well, Shander's alarm starts going off at 4:45 in the morning, and we get out of bed at 6. So, Evelyn is saying good morning to cool keto couple. And Andy's asking what my sub count is today. I've gained 1 subscriber every time I do a video, 18 more videos, and I'll have 100 subscribers. Yes. I saw somebody had 500 subscribers or something. Somebody had 500 subscribers, but I can't remember who that was. Well, I'm so glad you have made it live. It is early, so very early. Let me look and see what my current 49.93. So 7 to go to hit 5,000 subscribers. So once we hit 5,000, we'll put a video out about the giveaway. There will be a giveaway for 5,000. I've got a nice little thing of stuff, a stuff of things to give away. So stay tuned for that video. 5,000 subscribers. But it seems like I go up 1, lose 2, go up 3, lose 2. It just seems like getting to 5,000 has been a very long road, and I want to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. I don't think it's going to happen, but a boy can dream. A boy can dream. That's right. A boy can dream. How's that for ASMR? How does that make you feel? Welcome to Radio and the AM. Mr. Gugahan is telling them good morning as well. Let's see. Oh, yes, Sarah hit 500. Yes, that was awesome. Super, super cool. Christian Delorme is in the house. Bonjour, bonjour. Brian says 5:30 a.m. extreme pain. Wake up this time. Firing up the sauna now to see if it helps. Well, what's hurting? John says, "Cool. I want to win a thing of stuff. Everybody wants to win a thing of stuff." Oh, Cindy is here. Good morning, Cindy. Yes. Milady laugh a lot. Andy says, "Now everyone go to her channel and put her videos in the background so she can get her watch hours up." Yes. And make sure if those of you in here that would help put up Andy's channel so she can get closer to 100, and make sure that anybody who has a channel that's in here gets their links put in here so we can have that in the chat. That would be wonderful, and I would truly appreciate that. Thank you all so very much. Cindy says, "I got it." Well, yeah, do the same for Cindy's channel. He's saying, "Hey, yo, ear hustling while I get my chores done. Better get them all done before the warden wakes up." Speaking of warden, I was joking about having to drive to a prison a whole bunch of times on Friday. A old looking Shawshank looking prison, and they don't even have air conditioning or anything. It's like a over 100 years old and just terrifying looking place. Like, I mean, and you kind of think a prison probably should look scary. You shouldn't want to go there, but I mean, come on. Everything mystery. All the blood tests came back negative starting back at day one. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, I'm so very sorry for that. Well, I wish and hope and sending all the love and hugs and everything, and hopefully that you will get this all rectified sooner rather than later. I mean, I'm not even a doctor. I don't play one on TV, so hopefully you get it all squared away. But it does, it is very unfortunate that that's happening, and I truly apologize. Um, it's definitely no fun to deal with, but yeah. Um, and yesterday we got a new freezer. So we got a new like stand-up freezer because we have two chest freezers and we have the freezer in our garage, freezer attached to our fridge, which is one of those drawer pull-out ones. It's like you pull the drawer out, and that's actually far more spacious than you would think it is. It's way bigger than you think, and you can put way more stuff in there than you ever imagined. And we got this stand-up freezer, and it's a 5.7 cubic foot one, I think. So it's not the biggest freezer, and we're going to empty out one of the chest freezers, put all of that into the stand-up freezer, hopefully make things easier to get to, and then we're going to give the chest freezer to my brother because he doesn't even have a refrigerator right now. So hopefully him having a freezer will at least help him out some. See this right here, this right here. So Sherry's saying, hello to Heath and John and Cindy and everybody. She didn't even know Sarah had a channel. Look at that. Now she's going to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to Andy and everybody. Andy's been making these videos where she's out walking and having a good time. Go and check her out and watch her channel. She's a joy to watch. And listen to Evelyn. You know what? You don't want to make Evelyn mad. So hit the like button and keep Evelyn happy. Christian DeLorme's channel. I'm supposed to be on Christian's channel tonight. We're going to be talking about Black Sabbath, the Ozzy Osbourne years. And I'll be on that for a little while. I know we're having the family over tonight for dinner as well, so I'll be probably on that for a little while. I don't know if I'll be on for the whole stream, but Sunday nights are family nights. But yeah, I will be joining Christian on his channel tonight. Whoa! I won't sing on your channel. Maybe I might. I can't promise anything. I'm not going to promise. I might sing. Probably will sing. We'll be fine. It'll be all right. All right. There's no need to blush. Let's see. Putting my weight loss journey on Tuesday. Definitely a deep dive into pizza obsession. Oh, I love pizza. Pizza's delicious. Cindy says, my sister Deb is here, and the other two sisters are coming today for a couple days. First time in more than 6 years. We're all together. Oh, it's going to be like a bunch of clucking hens. Tell Brian I'm sorry. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Oh, I love you, Cindy. She says I'm a brat. Duh. Oh, now the dog is sleeping on Evelyn's lap. He can hear me. Rick, look, it's a duck. It's a duck, Rick. It's a duck. Darkwing duck. Let's get dangerous. Anyway, just for you, Rick. I don't care what you say. Pizza is not disgusting. I will die on that hill. Pizza is delicious. That is so nice, Cindy. I hope you guys have an awesome time together. I do too. It's always nice getting together with people you don't see very often, you know. And let's see. Andy says, keep the drama out. I get together with your sister of 3 screaming, I want to go home. I want to go home. It's like our kids. They get together and they're so loud. I love them while they're here, but then I'm like, it's time to go home. I don't have Quackula. I got lucky and bought one of those like clearance packs or whatever. It was on clearance. It was like a mystery character. And I opened it up and it was Darkwing Duck because I love Darkwing Duck. So that was good for me. So this is the only one that I have. I have other stuff around here. I've got like Funko Pops and stuff around, like kind of here and there and everywhere. I've got like, I don't know if Matt's here or not, but I've got like a Haunted Mansion cup. It's got all the Haunted Mansion stuff in it. So the busts and the bride and all the different fun things, the Hatbox Ghost and all that stuff. And I know it's coming up soon. But I got this last year. I got my Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party cup from last year. So I had to have that. I'm not a big souvenirs person, but I like this is a cool looking cup. I probably never use it as a cup, but I love it. We are only having 2 days just for that reason. Cluck, 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 cluck. Charlie, I've been worried about you. I was like, UConn missing, but I figured you were just at the gym or something. And you were like, I don't need Dustin. I got the gym. You traded Dustin for Jim. It's fine. Everyone's like, Charlie. See, look at you. Charlie. Andy, my mom became the mediator last time. Do-doom, 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 do-doom. I remember there was like the Anteater episode. He had a can of chocolate covered ants. It was like one ant and a can of pudding. I was like, what is this? Whoo. Cindy says, I better be glad that you live far away. Oh, I was yelling at my friend last night because I was like, I have people who live like 3-4 hours away who come visit me and have dinner with me. And I was yelling at my friend because like, you won't even drive across town to have lunch. He goes, well, nobody else lives on your side of town. So? Evelyn says, in my brain, when Charlie comes in late and I say hi, it reminds me of Norm walking into Cheers. Norm! Yeah, the ant and the aardvark. Yeah. I remember that. It was just like, he was like throwing it, trying to open this can. It was like the weird, like one ant and a can of pudding. It was weird. Yeah. Our mom never mediated because, let's see, when she was around, when we were younger. Of course not. Why would she? I don't know. I have no idea. I wasn't there. And Rick says, oh, and I love the banana splits. I even got my own banana buggy. Look at you. I like it better when you talk about things you like instead of the things you don't like. I always like the positivity. I like knowing what people are into. It's too easy to go, well, pizza's gross or, that's duck food or all that stuff. Just tell me what you like because that's more fun. You get to know a person better by what they like. It says Cindy says, I know someone that won't come this way to get together. I wonder who that is. You know what? I have my own warden, okay? If it was me, if it was up to me, I'd be in the car every weekend driving to see you and driving to see, James and Emily and driving all the way up to see, hashtag more Mike and Dawn. I would be in the car every weekend driving somewhere. But alas, it is not up to me. So never think that it's because I don't want to come visit you. It's because I don't want to get unalived. Okay? You hearing me, Pam? All right. Chocolate. So I will fight you. I will fight you and lose, but I'll fight you anyway. You know what I like? Lizard tails. Duck tails. Woo! Oh, let's see. Sardine and herring and tomato sauce mixed together. I haven't tried that. I do like sardines though, but I like the boneless, skinless, and oil and salt. That's what I like. A big, fat, juicy steak, heart attack chicken, a fat duck, or an iguana. Salamander. I don't know why. I'm in a jolly mood today. I'm like, I don't know, maybe Christmas is coming early. I don't know. Maritza is here. Good morning, everyone. Let's see. Christian says maybe it's not keto, but today I'm randomly smoking a turkey. Maybe it's no keto, but I'm randomly smoking a turkey. I will use apple wood to smoke. Sounds good to me. But I'm not. I like last year I smoked a turkey, and I did a normal turkey in the bag, and I still prefer the turkey in the bag method. Like 2 pounds of butter in the turkey. You stuff the butter with 2 pounds of butter or more, depending on the size of the turkey. Cook it upside down so all that fat renders down into the bird in a bag, tied off tight. I don't even poke a hole in it. I just let it. Oh, it's just juicy and moist. Moist, yeah. And lose. That's right. I would lose. John Gugahan, I will reach out to the Vulgar Chef and have him make chocolate-covered sardines. I actually saw him eat something the other day. If you aren't familiar with Kyle over at the Vulgar Chef, he makes some of the most disgusting concoctions and then eats them on camera, so you know it's hilarious, right? He made chocolate-covered shrimp cocktail or something like that, and he actually had to like spit it out. Whoo! He is a funny dude. Chris is here. It took me a second to be like Meat Life, and I'm like, oh yeah, Chris. The name changes are getting me. My brain is not fast enough. Okay, I need to install more RAM. Anyway, hey, good morning. We are at Keto Orlando. Just finished up the event with Keto Chow Q&A. Yeah. Did anybody know that yesterday was National Watermelon Day? And if you are in need of electrolytes, Salty has a Mondo melon. So if you wouldn't mind ordering some, maybe through my link, that would be awesome because that would be helpful to me and my channel. I made a short for it. If you haven't seen it, go find it. Take a look at it. I worked really hard on it. It looks good too. I was really happy how it turned out. So go take a look at that. I would really appreciate that. Not right now, but later. Jeff Foltz says, I heart bacon. Well, everybody loves bacon. Rick, have you ever made duck bacon before? Duck bacon, iguana bacon? Iguana bacon. Let's see. No, John. If anyone would turn me away from chocolate, that is it. Heart attack turkey. Explain to what heart attack turkey is. See, we don't need that. That's not good. Mm-mm. Blech. You're smoking a turkey. How do you get it to fit in the papers? How do you roll it in? I mean, you're like, let's see. I saw a short of a girl eating a sardine on top of a Twinkie. I mean, could be worse, right? Yeah, not nice. Not nice. Don't make fun of chocolate. Everyone will be mad. Let's see. Never had duck bacon. I like it fried. Well, now you have a quest, Rick. You're on a quest for duck bacon. Heart attack turkey is cut up and fried on beef tallow or lard. Sounds delicious. I remember back in the before times, I would get a Twinkie like every couple of years. You would just like because I worked at a warehouse for a long time, and every once in a while you would see it in the vending machine. You know what? I haven't had a Twinkie in a while, and you would get the Twinkie and you would eat it, and you'd be like, you know what? It's not very satisfying, but I'm good now for a while. For a while. But I tell you what, the other like last year at the fair, we had deep fried butter. Okay, so what they would do is they would take these like squares of butter, frozen, dip them in batter, and then freeze them or fry them rather. So the batter would get all crispy on the outside and it would lock in the butter. So the butter was all melted. So then you'd have to basically pop the whole thing in your mouth and it'd be covered in powdered sugar and whatnot. So obviously not keto in the slightest, or on plan or whatever. But you go to the fair and you kind of have, you know what you're gonna do. You know you're getting into, right? And then you'd pop it in your mouth and that butter would just go it was like, "Oh, yeah." That was I need to find a way to do that keto-fi deep fried butter. I need to find a way to do that with something that would keep it from all spilling out into the grease. I don't know. Chris Bair said to cut off my beard. Why on earth would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. He should grow a beard, okay? Tell him to grow one of these. He grows one this long, and then maybe I'll cut mine off. Maybe. I might do it. We never know. We never know. I used to love frozen Twinkies. And I mean, I'm not against things like that. I mean, even still, like every once in a while, I mean, really, I mean, you know, if you can handle it, you can handle it. You know what I mean? If not, you can't. And I mean, and that's your journey to make. That's your journey to decide. That's what this journey is. Can you handle the occasional treat? Can you or can't you? We've learned a lot. Evelyn is asking how Keto Orlando Summit is, and Chris is saying it was really good and lots of new people. I see. If I had my way, I'd have been at Keto Orlando this week. I would have stopped by and visited you, even though you're not really on the way to Orlando, but I'd have done it anyway because I would have started early and left and visited you and came over and and hung out at your house and you know made a mess and then left. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Cindy? That's what I would have done. Cindy says Twinkies were my favorite Hostess item. I don't remember if I had a favorite Hostess item. I used to like the cream pies. You know, I only like my meats deep fried. Yes, I don't know. It has to be something that will hold the butter in tight. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out one of these days. Yeah, I don't think they're good for ducks. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Oh, I miss Chris. I miss both Chris's. Oh my goodness. If you want harmful food, why not make heart attack fries, plantains fried in tallow? I I always wanted to go and try the heart attack grill in Las Vegas. I know, like, you get to be 350 pounds, but you eat for free. I don't know what that includes. Like, if you can just get whatever you want for free. But they always had their fries cooked in lard, and that was like they said that was the most unhealthy part about it. I'm like, it's not lard that's unhealthy. It's the potatoes that are more unhealthy than the lard, but I digress. I've never had potatoes cooked in lard. I mean, probably early in my youth when McDonald's still cooked their French fries in beef tallow, but I don't really remember that. So I don't know. And children's father got me hooked on ding dongs. Yeah, those are good and Swiss rolls. I guess I like the cupcakes, and I would always peel the icing off first. So you'd peel the icing, then eat the cupcake, and then eat the icing last. Yeah. Well, yeah, we know that, Andy. We know you don't eat those anymore. Let's see. Evelyn says I made a good keto chow gravy this week. First time since keto making gravy. Delicious. We've made gravy at like Thanksgiving time. We've made like we've made gravy, like white gravy, like with xanthan gum and stuff. It's got that weird xanthan gum aftertaste or that weird texture that I'm just not a fan of. Um, he says my stepmom buys a bunch at the day old bread store, tries to hide them in the freezer, but fat boy me would find them and eat them anyway. Whoo! Susie Q's. I remember those too. Yes. Evelyn says I use the beef-based keto chow to make meatballs. Also amazing. Woo! Sounds amazing. You guys need to live closer so you guys can cook for me. I cook all the time and nobody ever cooks for me. You know what I'm saying? I cook and cook and cook and nobody ever cooks for me. Even on Father's Day, I had to do my own cooking. I even bought food that was the easiest to cook and then they still wouldn't cook for me. So, I get no respect. I get no respect. Nice, says Cindy. Andy says, I'm gay, Rick. I was talking about the hostess ding dongs, just saying. Well, maybe her ex husband was a ding dong. I don't know. I mean, that might be why he is an ex husband, you know? That's the thing is I would go and just be like, pile them up, 15 high, cheese. Just get the cheese, the meat, and like and I bet onions on that would be amazing. And just have like, really no bun? Big deal, no bun. And I probably would still get some fries because like I said, something about fries cooked in lard have got to be delicious. And I haven't been to Las Vegas. I haven't been to Las Vegas since 2015. Before that, I started going in 2006 and go every 3 years. Oh six, oh nine, 2012, 2015. And yeah, I haven't been since 2015. Shander's not a fan, but since 2015, I've been to Disney 3 times 2015, 2018, and 2023. So, we'll see how that goes. But I would love to go to Hard Tack Grill. Just get them I mean, even they bring the bun, I mean, you're getting like pounds of burger and cheese. The bun is not gonna be that hard to get out of the way. Now these people are bringing in math. I don't know what's happening. There's too much math going on here. Brian is my third, best and last also. The only way I could eat potatoes as a kid was deep fried in animal fats. So my mom would make home fries and she would fry it in Crisco or the generic Crisco or whatever. We didn't know any better. They were so good. Do you live in Las Vegas, Maritza? I love Las Vegas because they have In-N-Out Burger. Of course, the last time I was there, they didn't have an In-N-Out Burger on the Strip. They have one on the Strip now, which is in the Link Promenade, which I think is pretty cool because I like that whole area. It was really nice. But I need to make a trip out there one of these days when I have some money. Brenda Foley's in the house. She says, good morning. Meeting Wellness. Christy is in the house. Good morning, Christy. Heart Attack Grill uses no lettuce on the burgers, just fried onions and tomato. I don't need the tomatoes. Give me the fried onions, the burger patties, the cheese, and all the delicious fries. I mean, I would eat if I'm in Vegas and I'm at the Heart Attack Grill, I'm eating fries. Too much math. Too much math. But I am glad you are here, and I'm glad you have found happiness. I'm glad you found your person. That is the most important thing. Transplant from Texas. I've been to Texas too. I've been to Dallas a bunch, and I've been to Austin. Never been down to Houston, but one of these days. Let's see. We were just in Vegas in June. Rude, you didn't invite me. Trying to click on stuff here. Let's see. That's why we get along so well, Cindy. We have so much in common. And Rick says, I have no reason to go to Las Vegas anymore. Every place I liked is gone. Well, I mean, that's one thing. Las Vegas just changes. Las Vegas is change. You know, like all the hotels leave and, you know. He says, we were married in Vegas, went back the next year for our anniversary, but have yet to return since. It's one of those things, like I like to play poker. But I know, like, if I know in Austin, there's like an Austin poker room, and I know the people who own it. I don't know them personally, but I follow them on YouTube. They're poker players, and they own a stake in this card room, and they have one in Houston, I think, too. Houston and Austin, they have card rooms. That would be a lot of fun. Are you talking to me, Cindy? Did I get a package? I haven't received any package. So I don't know if you're talking to me or not. Rick says flatliner fries. Yes, I would definitely have to try those. Let's see. It is. We were happy and loving our newfound community. Yes. I guess they were not talking to me. It's coming Monday. Okay. Yeah, they used to have like the cheap buffets. Like, and you could still probably go and get the cheaper steak dinner at Ellis Island. I remember going there was a $5.99 steak dinner. Now I think it's probably a $9.99 steak dinner. Even if it's a $12.99 steak dinner, it's still pretty cheap for Las Vegas. I think the Circus buffet feared me. We went to the Palace Station buffet one time when we were there. We went to the Palace Station. We had the original Sahara buffet. And I know we went to the brunch buffet at MGM, and I know I've been to the city center or whatever buffet. I can't remember the name of that hotel, the casino. Anyway, there are quite a few big quilt shops I like to visit in Las Vegas. They have quilt cons also. I'm not going to sugarcoat that, but that sounds awfully boring. I'm glad that you find that exciting and fun, but that sounds awful boring. I love you, Brenda. That sounds, ooh, quilts. I mean, I like naps, but I mean, whoo. Uncle Big Guy's here. Howdy, y'all. Hi, Dustin. Just waking up. Been fighting leg cramps using Keto Chow magnesium, but even got up now with cramps. Oh, that sucks. Well, I hope you get that under control today. Just pound those electrolytes and get it all squared away. Evelyn says Andy and Jen Lucas won Cindy's drawing from her channel. Yes. Let's see. Andy and Jennifer Lucas won my 2 giveaways for hitting 3,000 watch hours. Now at about 3,450 with 779 subs. You're going to be fully monetized here soon. Yeah, the first time I went to Vegas, the Stardust was still there. We went in long enough to get a chip. We were trying to get chips from every casino. So I was like, that was the souvenirs we were buying, just dollar chips from every casino. I used to have a big stack of about 17 chips. I don't know what I've moved, and I don't know whatever happened to them. They're probably in a box somewhere. Let's see. New Frontier Buffet and even the Dunes. Yeah, I don't even think those are long gone. The Strip just got a Whataburger. That sounds. I love that. So here's the deal with fast food. The fast food that we have here in Indy, we have all the normal stuff: the McDonald's, the Hardee's. We have Burger King, Taco Bell, and all that stuff. Doesn't excite me. Doesn't do anything for me. Every once in a while, I want White Castle. That's every couple of years. I'll be like, I'll go and get a couple of White Castles. I don't really have an issue or even a desire for fast food. But when it comes to traveling, I'll always stop at a Whataburger at least once on my travels if we're heading somewhere nearby. Sometimes it's if it's at the airport, I'll get one at the airport or whatever, or In-N-Out. So In-N-Out and Whataburger are 2 places, and they're steadily moving closer to me. So I know there's a Whataburger. There's Whataburgers in like Kentucky near the Tennessee border. And I imagine they're going to continue to move further north. I don't know at what speed. And I know that Tennessee is getting In-N-Out burgers in the next couple of years. So I imagine that'll start to move closer to us. So I don't want them to come closer because I don't really want that joy of getting them every once in a while to go away. But it would be nice to have something in a pinch that I could go to, because I'm not a fan of really a McDonald's or any of that stuff, but I could go and I would truly enjoy getting like In-N-Out burger every once in a while. So yeah. Quilts are our life. Addicted. I'm glad that everybody finds something when somebody finds something that truly brings them joy in life, then you have to latch on and you have to really take advantage of it, because so many people don't find joy in life. Now, I'm a person that will say, happiness is the small things. Happiness is a cup of coffee in the house when the sun's coming up and no one's talking. You just got kind of like the house to yourself for 20 minutes and you can have a cup of coffee. Or happiness is Sunday mornings with all of you wonderful people. Joy is something small, something heartfelt, something shared amongst a community. Happiness isn't continuous life. Like, you're not happy all day, every day. If you are, you probably need a lobotomy. But, you can find I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, you're like, I'm not happy. No one's happy all the time. You have to find happiness. Happiness takes effort. And I don't think people truly understand that, at least in my opinion. Happiness takes effort because you have to look for it. You have to know where to find it. Happiness is seeing your child have a good time doing something they enjoy, or playing Play-Doh with your granddaughter. Like I said, having a cup of coffee when no one else is in the house. Women, I imagine at the end of a long day, taking your bra off, climbing into bed. That's got to be happiness, because it's got to be like, you know what I mean? Like, when I can get up to our room, take my shirt off, take my shoes off, and just kind of relax and lay in bed and just kind of go, that's happiness. It's little bits of finite things that are happiness. So quilts, you enjoy them. That warms my heart that you enjoy them. But to me, like a quilt expo, boring. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But I want you to enjoy it, and I'm super glad that they have those things. John says, I have to make sure I have electrolytes every day. As soon as I slack off, my cramps return. That's why we take magnesium at night. I was out in the heat yesterday. I went to a cookout for a couple of hours and it was 90 some degrees outside. So I just brought a couple of packets of electrolytes with me and just went into the house and filled up my shaker with ice and water and was good to go. Cindy says, share Dustin's video, folks. He's at 4.999K subscribers. How many more do you need? It says 7 currently, but I'll refresh it and it could be 8. You never know. Yeah, 7. I need 7 subscribers to hit 5,000. Rick says the first time he went to Las Vegas was in 1990. Crazy. I was 11 years old. I turned 10 in 1989. Peachy is here. Good morning, Peachy. I don't know if you've been here before, but welcome. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not new here, welcome back. Let's see. Rick says, road trip is how I normally traveled and never ate fast food. The grocery stores were far better. I get it. Yeah. Now you've got stuff like Buc-ee's. Let's see. Keep the portable grill in your car or trunk and fire it up in the parking lot. Well, they frown upon that more these days. Yeah, the corporate headquarters of Whataburger is in Chicago now, so I imagine it's going to spread some. Hopefully they're strategically spreading because I know that I know when we finally got Jack in the Box, 2011, something like that, 2012. And it was exciting and it was packed. And then all of a sudden it wasn't a thing anymore. They went out of business. I think there may be one left, maybe 2. But they just didn't do well here. So that's what I want to make sure that if something like Whataburger does come here, it is able to sustain. Or if In-N-Out, In-N-Out is probably going to sustain no matter where it shows up. So I know I've had them in Colorado. I've had In-N-Out Burger in Colorado, California, Nevada, and Texas, and Arizona. Pretty sure I've had it in Arizona. Maybe. Let's see. Happiness is discovering a duck nest in your yard, having an iguana fall out of the tree and land next to you. Oh, you are so right, Rick. Rick, you are so right. Almost quoted Dennis Leary's bit about happiness. Yeah. Good morning, John Guggenheim. Thank you for being here. Enjoy your church and be safe, sir. And see you soon. And Peachy's saying, try magnesium oil spray. They sell it at Sprouts. Well, thank you for joining us. I do truly appreciate you being here with us live. We don't have Sprouts here, at least where I'm at. I'm in central Indiana. We don't have Sprouts. Well, thank you for being here, Sherry. You have the rest of you have a great rest of your day. I think if you're leaving here. Brian just now subbed. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. Yeah, Marisa says there's an In-N-Out across the street from me and the line is never ending. Yeah, that's the thing. I know I've been to the one that's over that's between that's just behind New York. I've been to that one, and then I've been the one that's down Sahara. That's down about a couple of miles from Sahara. In-N-Out was the inspiration for John Basso to start the Heart Attack Grill when they sued him for calling his gym In-N-Out Workout. Ugh. But it's a good thing. I mean, I don't know how much topical magnesium works. I know that, like, you can utilize it in, like, like, it's in bath salts or whatever for, like, a nice bath. I just don't know how much it soaks in. Let's see, near my home, they put in a Chick-fil-A, and it's always packed except for today. Well, yeah, Chick-fil-A's are crazy busy all the time. Brett's in the house. Good morning, Brett. Yeah, Brett has a meetup today. That seems it's going to be a good fun time. Unfortunately, I am not able to make it today. Just so much have been happening this week. So much. Just did my other channels 2 more subscribers. Look at y'all. Look at y'all. Let me see. Let me see. 4 subscribers. Count them. 4. Ah. 4. That's many right there. 4 subscribers to 5,000. Duck fillet. Where was I that had a bunch of duck? Oh, Costco's been selling duck breast. Duck, like you can buy like a whole duck, maybe. I don't know. Cool. Keto couple says magnesium oil on the calves works wonders. Yes. I've never used it outside of just putting some in the tub and having a bath with, like, the Epsom salt with the magnesium and stuff in it. Otherwise, I just drink it. And we take a magnesium supplement that's like a compound of 10 different types of magnesium. I figure probably no one's going to show up to the fair on Tuesday. That is okay. That's going to be us. It's going to be hot, and she and I can walk around and have a good time. And I think the kids may join us when they get off work. We'll see how it goes. Let's see. I won't be able to do the Indian Fair on Tuesday. I was looking forward to it, but stuff happening. I understand. I understand. Yes, Brett. Have a good time, and I'm sorry that I won't be able to make it. I hope it's successful. Free ducks. What is it? Are you allowed just to take ducks from places? I know they're not. Ducks aren't protected like geese. All this talk about ducks, and now I want to go out and buy a duck. Just have Duck ship you, or Rick ship you one. I'm sure he's got a couple extra. Duck. Yeah, so yeah, can you just pick up, like, if you just see a duck and you can catch it, and you just be like, "What? You're mine now." Because we don't see ducks as often as we see geese. So that's a thing. Oh. Well, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, Cindy's son and myself are birthday twins. We have the same birthday. I'm trying to think who I have. Like, let me look it up because I know I had some cool, like. Let me see here. Let's see. Kylie Cantrell has a birthday the same day as me, which is someone I'm familiar with right now because she's in one of the newest Descendants movies on Disney Plus. Descendants: Rise of Red. She plays Red. I've watched about 13 times in the last week. So, yeah, let's see who else. Let's see if anybody that I recognize here. George Michael had my birthday. A bunch of TikTok stars. Let's see. None of them look like anybody that I know. Oh, Ricky Gervais. He's a person that has my birthday. Anthony Bourdain had my birthday. Carly Simon. I'm trying to see who else here. Instagram stars. Busy Phillips has my birthday. We're the same age. So Busy Phillips and I are the same age. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. When you are the original carnivore quack, you always talk about ducks. Rick indeed talks about ducks. I think he talks mainly to ducks. Well, thank you, Jason. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Let's see. Evelyn says, one Thanksgiving we visited my family in Arkansas and we cooked the duck in the RV oven. It still smelled like duck years later when we sold it. Whew. Maritza's birthday twin is Jennifer Aniston, and we're even the same age. Pretty sweet. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, let's see. Brett's birthday. So Brad and Brett, birthday twins. Ducks are more interesting than people. Sometimes. I'm wearing a hoodie if you can't tell. See, look. I threw on a hoodie because I was like, it's chilly. So we don't have to worry about cutting into or stopping early if we get to the point where we run up to 9:30 because as of last week, last Sunday, until further notice, Autumn and Richard are not going to be going live anymore, at least for a while. Like I said, until further notice. They also mentioned that Keto Palooza is down to about 50 tickets remaining. So if you were on the fence about buying a ticket to Keto Palooza, there's 50 tickets, give or take, left. So we're coming down to the final countdown. Ducks are all quacked up. They're not all they're quacked up to be. Chili does not exist. Fear does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, sensei! Chili because we keep it cool in the house because hot is dumb and nobody likes it. If you live in a house that's more like a terrarium, which sounds like Rick likes a terrarium, you know. I've got to watch. We've been on summer hiatus from our Tuesday night live on the Toxic Tuesdays, and so I do need to watch the Outlaw Josie Wales for Tuesday. Cindy has to go and get ready for her day. Well, thank you for being here, dear. Love you long time. Hope to see you soon. There's a pond close by. Maybe I can get one to follow me home. Just leave a Hansel and Gretel trail of breadcrumbs, and then like right up into the oven, just like do 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 do, and then close the oven or your deep fryer or whatever. You're too poor to have cold air conditioning. You know what? There's no there's sacrifices to be made. I will never not have cold. No way. We lived in this house with no air conditioner for far too long. I bought and paid for the new air conditioner in this house. It's gonna be cold. Coffee is delicious. We were talking about shade of razors that I used for my head the other night on Thursday Night Live, and I reached out to the company that I use, and yeah, they don't have any kind of discount codes or affiliates or anything like that. I was going to see if I could work with them and share out to anybody who shaves their head like I do, because I truly like their razors, but they don't have any way to work with them right now. So, eh, it is what it is. They don't even sell them on Amazon. I'll look on Amazon again just to be sure. I'll double check, see what's going on here. Yeah, and the thing is like Defender's like the only one doing what Defender does. All these others have like loads and loads and loads and loads of blades, but no spacing in between them. So, yeah, unfortunate. Unfortunate, but whatever. Oh well. Two subscribers, count them two. From 5,000. Let's see. Andy says, I learned yesterday that my thyroid condition, heat intolerance, is a symptom of a wonky thyroid. I've had heart or I've had a heart issue since 2018. Never too old to learn. I don't Heat doesn't bother me as much as it used to, but I'll tell you, like yesterday I was at a cookout and like the gnats were driving me insane. They were just like landing in my ear, and I'm like, I'm going home. I'm done. I don't know. I don't know how our ancestors were able to handle that. I couldn't do it. Could not do it. Rick says, I only shave my face, nothing else. So what he's saying is he has a hairy back. And let's see. Evelyn says, I just looked up my famous birthday twins, Christopher Lampert, Lucy Lawless, Elle McCourse, Merrill, and Eric. Yeah. Cool. Call the neighbors, friends, family. Let's get Dustin to fight. Well, what I want is people who are going to watch my channel. I want to hit the number milestone, the 5,000 milestone, but I want to make sure that if people that are subscribing are going to watch. So that's why I've always been okay growing slowly, because then I know that people that are subscribing are going to watch. So I know once I hit 5,000 subscribers, that opens up a little bit more opportunity for some partnerships and things like that with companies. But YouTube, maybe 5,000 is kind of 10,000 is kind of when you hit that micro influencer level kind of thing, between 10,000 and 100,000, you know. Yeah, thanks to MS, I can no longer handle the heat, Hungry says. So, how do you handle Texas? You just stay inside all the time now? I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, I used to hate the heat and was hot all the time. And then I got to the point where I kind of lost a bunch of weight and then I was cold all the time. I don't know what's worse, being hot or being cold. Like, I like to keep the house nice and cold. I had to skip my sister's outdoor potluck wedding that was in the middle of July. That's the thing is if don't do outdoor things in the middle of July if you live in Texas. Like we're doing, I don't even know if it's an outside wedding or not. I know we're doing we've got a destination wedding in September in Wisconsin. And Wisconsin's one of those places that it could be either nice and cool or still hot in September. So we'll see how it goes. Yes, sir. AC is my friend. We even sold our hot tub. I still really enjoy a hot tub. I love a hot tub. Marisa says, definitely not. And Rick says, after 17 years on YouTube, I have yet to hit 3,000. And honestly, I don't care. As a quack, I don't expect any compensation. Woo! Isn't she my biggest fan anyway? Which one of your daughters was like wanting to take pictures with me because I'm on YouTube? Was that Jubilee? I can't remember which one it was. Yes, $49.99. 4,999 subscribers. So we'll have to film a video tomorrow, most likely, depending. We'll film a video saying we made it to 5,000 subscribers, and then I will probably release it a couple of days later just to make sure that we've stuck to 5,000 subscribers. Because sometimes you'll hit that and then you'll have like, it'll go down a few. So, you know. Probably Trinity. Trinity and Jubilee. The best kids' names I think I've heard in a long time. Your daughters are so sweet. Cute as a button. Or cute as buttons, I would say, because there's two of them. Remember that level in Super Mario Brothers 3 where the son is trying to kill Mario? Well, that's what it's like living in Texas. Well, yeah. I watched the Joe Rogan live comedy special on Netflix last night. He was live from San Antonio, I think. I want to say he was live from San Antonio. I don't think it was Houston. I think it was San Antonio. It's pretty funny. Let me be the first to say congratulations for hitting 5,000. You have a great channel. Really, guys? $5,001. Let me share my screen. Look at that. How's this for transparency? I don't even know if you can see all that or not. Let's see. This is what a monetized channel looks like on the back end. There's right here is what my estimated revenue for the last 28 days, 5888. Watch time hours for the last 28 days, 822. Views, 12,000, 12.9 thousand, and 5,001 subscribers. Look at that. Look at that. So if you think you're going to get rich with YouTube, understand getting rich with YouTube is not really a thing. I mean, you can. So here's what I have to say. Only 3% of all channels on the platform are in the partner program. That's absolutely insane to think about. There's millions and millions of channels on YouTube, but only 3% are in the partner program. And from what I understood, at least the way that it was before, if you were making $50 a month from YouTube, you were in the top 0.25%. So someone like Mr. Beast who's making millions of dollars a month from YouTube ad revenue is in the 0.000001 or whatever, right? Get my cursor back here. Well, thank you all so much for 5,000. You saw it here live, folks. 5,000 subscribers. That's amazing. Now Shannon and I have a video to make, and I probably had to go shopping a little bit because there was a couple of things that I wanted to get for the giveaway. So I have 2 bags of salty electrolytes to give away, 2 30-pack bags of salty to give away. I have a jar of the new formulation of the Cocoa Zen to give away. And I think we're gonna probably get something else. We'll see what else we put together here. Marisa says, when I lived in Texas, I lived 4 hours south of San Antonio. That's Texas. You can live like 4 hours anywhere from anywhere in Texas. It's like all day. Just drive forever. Never leave Texas. Thank you, Sean. I truly appreciate you. Thanks for being here, Sean. Thank you. And Andy says 97% are making channels as a hobby. Well, that's the thing is, yes, I think there's a lot of people who do it as a hobby. Even the people that are in the partner program can do it as a hobby. I mean, even when you are in the partner program, it's still really just a hobby because you're not making enough for it to be your full-time job. I mean, even if you look at Chris Cook in Nashville, who's been able to quit his job and do his full-time and be doing it for about a year and a half, and he's coming up on 100,000 subscribers and making enough in ad revenue and such to pay his bills. That's the exception, not the rule. So that's one reason I'm truly thankful for people like Chris who can come in and can truly utilize the platform and can do amazing things for the community as well. So not just coming in and doing something and then blowing everybody off, but he comes in and he is able to do stuff and maintain a relationship and and be a part of the community and be so down to earth as well. So that's one, that's huge. Annie says, I'm wanting monetization since it's our life and we're retiring soon. Travel and retirement will be a great venture. That's the thing is like, and then you can start, once you get to a certain point, you can start working on partnerships and sponsorships. And the thing is you can't let people that follow you dictate your revenue. A lot of people will be upset if you start doing sponsorships and having, mid-roll ads and things like that. But I mean, really, just to keep your channel sustainable, you got to do what you got to do. Milady said, or Andy says, I watch Minecraft YouTubers, and most of them are doing it full time and have quit their 9 to 5s. But that's the crazy thing is think of all the channels you watch that are making a lot of money. Like, so you can be in a situation where you are 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours, kind of where Cindy is, where she's not full monetization, but she's made it to where she can do memberships and she can get super chats. That goes a long way because realistically, that's really where the bulk of the money is. If you can leverage your audience and provide them entertainment that they're willing to pay you for, then that's going to be better than AdSense any day of the week. Yeah, Maritza found the channel because of Chris. Because I think I was on a live talking and he was saying hi. Speaking of the devil, well, no, Chris, we were just talking about you, buddy. Because we were talking because I live here on, when I started live, I was at 4993 and now I'm at 5,001. So I did hit 5,000 subscribers. So that is crazy to me. It's been a long journey to hit 5,000. It's definitely a labor of love. It's a definite labor of intention, a lot of intent going into making the content here on this platform, because the not that the niche isn't a fully growing niche, but I'm not always providing a sensationalistic platform. I want to make sure that it's a very inclusive platform, and being inclusive, truly inclusive, and being open and available to everyone, and not being, judgy doesn't necessarily get you all the subscribers and such. And I just want to be open and honest and all of that. So I'm willing to grow slow to maintain, what I have to offer. So, you know, yeah, I truly appreciate you, Chris. Truly, truly. And that's what I was saying, is the fact that I was saying that 97% of channels on this platform are not in the partner program, because sharing my screen with the 5,001 subscribers on it did show some of the back end things on my thing, like what I make a month kind of thing. And I'm trying to be as transparent as I can, because I think sometimes people will think that YouTubers make a lot of money. Some do. Some make crazy money. Some make a couple $1 million a year, depending on what they're doing. Some make a lot. Some make a couple of million just from YouTube itself without partnerships or without subscriptions. But you start adding that in, and then, that revenue stream really starts to come in, and really starts to make a difference and can really change your life. So, um, just being able to be where I'm at and getting here my way, getting here and not sacrificing anything, just making the content that I want to make sure that people can find me and understand what it's like being a person who was big, who has found a path away from that and found a path to control food addiction and all that stuff, and learn to lose weight and grow a community that is open and honest and transparent. That's what I want. So, yeah. Thank you all so very much. Run over and watch as much Hoosier Carnivore's channel as you can. Get him his watch hours. That's one thing that we need. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Chris says integrity is much better than doing stuff just to grow. We will eventually burn out, but integrity will last for. That's the thing is, and I see that, what Chris does. Chris, I see all the, everything he's doing. He's doing. It's a true labor of love, because one of the first comments I think I ever left on his channel, one of his videos, was he was making, I think it was the refried bean recipe. And I was like, I see the work that goes into what you do, because I've made tons of recipe videos and I have never put that much work into one of my recipes as he has. Mine has always been, how easy can I make this? How quickly can I make this? Because I have I have that, I want to make it. It's got to be easy. And then I see someone like Chris putting loads and loads and loads of effort into his content. That's the true definition of a labor of love. And you can see it. You watch his content, you can see, like, you watch what he's doing, what he's making, like the refried beans, the mashed potatoes. He's got mashed potato 2.0 out, I think, Go check that video out. If somebody wants to put that video in, if somebody puts that video link in the chat, that would be awesome because that needs to get out there. I haven't watched it yet, but I watch it. I'm like, I'm not making that, but I understand what it takes to make not just to come up with the recipe, but then to film it. But I mean, coming up like just the dishes alone is ridiculous. All that work. It's truly amazing. It's a hard work, a little money for sure. But yeah, I mean, you're working harder at your channel than probably you were working at your old job. Now you may be making, I think you said you were making a little bit better money than you were making at your job, but I'm sure you're putting the effort way more because you're willing to go above and beyond late nights editing, all the dishes that go into making your YouTube content. The dishes alone. That would be like one of if I had someone to do the dishes and like help me get stuff prepped, I would make so much more videos. But there's no money for that. I mean, that's the thing is like there's no money for production assistants. It's just me setting up a camera, filming it, cooking, and then doing it. There's nothing fancy about anything that I do, And Andy says consistency helps as well. Making videos every week, it pays to be creative, and I'm learning that really quick. Yeah, I mean, and that's another reason to do this as well is to keep yourself consistent, keep yourself on track. You start building this and building the growth of a community, and you start meeting people, and it just keeps that drive alive to continue doing what you're doing. We truly appreciate you. For real, like I hope I don't ever come off inauthentic because it's true. Like, I mean, when I say it, like some of you guys will come and drive hours to have lunch with me or dinner with me. And I have friends that I've been friends with for 20 years who won't drive across town to do that. And I know that sounds sad, but it's just kind of the state of the world, I guess, today. But, they always say you're going to find somebody on the internet who's willing to support you better than someone you've known your whole life. And that's not lost on me. And growing organically, like what Brett's saying here, is the most important thing because, you can go and you can pay for subscribers, but it doesn't do any good because then you've got a subscriber count that doesn't reflect in your watch time. It doesn't reflect in your views. You want to make sure people who are subscribing that want to watch. Now, obviously, you're going to get people who subscribe today and then change who they are in a week or whatever, and they may never watch your content again. Or they subscribe to you because of your shorts, don't watch your long form, or you know what I mean? It's going to be whatever it is. But it's just one of those things. It's just amazing that you guys are all here. And Chrissy says, I'm listening, but I'm also researching STEM projects for my class. Back to work tomorrow. Sheesh, where did the summer vacay go? Our granddaughter started school last week, kindergarten. Rick says, I'm a grower, not a shower. Are you a shower, not a grower? I don't know. Cool keto couple says, have to run to get ready for church. Hope everyone has a great day. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being here on your first live. I truly appreciate that. And Chris says, people would be shocked if they realized between testing, cooking, filming, editing, and social media, video takes me about 30 hours and I do many. You do a lot. And I think that's why you're growing the way you are, because you are pushing. And I think you'll get to a point where you won't have to release so many videos. You'll get to the point where you'll probably be able to do 2 a week and a live and all that stuff and some shorts and everything. And you'll get a rhythm. And, yeah. I may have to drive down to Nashville and be there for your unboxing of your play button. Just because I want to see a play button get unboxed in real person. Let's see. I have made the carnivore mashed potatoes twice last week. Look at that. I see that video and I watch it. I'm like, that's a lot. People are like, I made it twice last week. I have never made it. I understand and I respect the hell out of what it takes to make those recipes. I'm a loss for words. Like somebody made that twice last week. That shows not only to me that the work that went into it to not only kind of mastermind what you created it, but you also created something that people will replicate in the real world. Not just chaffles, not just, like an upside down pizza or whatever, those easy things that I will do. But you've gone in and made a recipe, multitudes of recipes that take time to truly make. And then people enjoy them enough to make them multiple times a week. See, that there shows me that you deserve to have everything you have. The subscribers, everything. And I'm not trying just to blow smoke. I'm really not. But that's just one of those things that just truly to me like amazing. Yes, I love doing it, but it's about 70 to 90 hours a week minimum. Yeah, people don't understand. YouTube's a lot of work. And like, Rick says, I don't see YouTube as an income source, just a hobby. And that's the way it is for most people. And Evelyn says that I'm sad about heading back to school. All my scheduled live during the day, well, I will miss. Yeah. Yeah, and false subscribers will kill your algorithm, which hurts your views and actually ruins your channel. Same thing with musicians like Ash. Never good to buy follow. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I sent you guys that like the link on Instagram. So last week we were watching an episode of Kill Tony, and one of the comedians that got pulled out of the bucket comes up, does his set, and then they were doing the interview because they interview them. You get 60 seconds to do a comedy set. It's 60 seconds uninterrupted. And then you get interviewed by Tony, the panel, whoever's sitting on the dais with them or whatever. And he brought up his mom, who was 50 some years old, decided to start a country career and shouted her out. Now, these shows are recorded 3 or 4 weeks in advance. So there are 3 to 4 weeks where they record it, and only the people in the audience know what's happening, and they don't even have their phones. So like the way that works is they get their phones put in a like a Faraday bag or whatever. So they can't do anything with their phones, and then they get unlocked as they leave the building. And then so that kind of just sits until they release it on YouTube. Then it's like a premiere. People can chat and do all that stuff. And then I was watching because I was watching. I think it was like a 10-minute delay with me, like when it had started and when we started watching. It was about a 10-minute delay. And I had fast forward through some of the online ads or whatever that came with it, because they do their own ad reads in the middle of it a couple of times throughout the live stream, because it's like a 2.5 hour show. Anyway, they get to the point where they're talking about the lady, and I look in and she's at 8,000 subscribers or 8,000 followers on Instagram, and then I think now she's at 35,000. And her stuff sounds pretty good. So I was like, you know what? Hey, check her out. Maybe get a gig with her. Who knows? When's your first day? I think Evelyn's first day back is next week or the week after. Brian says 45 minutes sauna and pool session, feeling much better. Well, that's good. I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything. August 14th. Scott is here. Good morning, Scott. Thank you for being here, sir. Chris says, dude, my air mattress in my YouTube cave is yours anytime. Just say the word, brother. If I'm not on tour, my door's open. I appreciate that. Legitimately appreciate that. So I know once you hit, I think it's a couple of weeks before they ship it out to you anyway. You got to verify it and all that stuff. I love it. This has been a good live. Really enjoyed today. I enjoy every Sunday, but sometimes they're just so much better. And I can tell by how much coffee I have left by certain times how much talking I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of talking because we're an hour and a half deep and I'm still got about this much coffee left. Uh, yes. So again, yeah, Joe, just to bring up again the whole thing with KPL. Um, about 5,000 or 50 tickets left, 50 tickets or less tickets left. Get yours as soon as possible if you haven't already bought them. But I imagine anybody in this chat right now that is planning to go probably already has purchased their tickets. Um, you know, yes, hit the like button. I like the like button. That's good. Maritza says, I try to make a grocery list by which CCN recipes I'm going to make. Let me see here. Yes. So what's going on, guys? Let's see. He makes the list the same way. Woo! Yeah. Um, I'm trying to think. What did I do the other day? I went and I bought like 10 pounds of hot dogs the other day because our Kroger had hot dogs on sale, buy one, get one free. So they came out to be like $3 and something a pound. They came out to be, no, because they were 2 pounds for $3.29. So that's like what, $1.80 something a pound. Sean says, I'm still recovering from the Shinedown concert Friday night. After the show, we stopped for gas. I fell and sprained my knee. Been resting all weekend to get ready for work tomorrow. How'd you fall? Just slip on like wet concrete or something? I tell you what, being at a show sometimes, like I'll get home and like for a few days after, like my calves hurt from standing, just standing still. Let's see. Andy says, I made yogurt this morning, but I need to make an unboxing video for my new yogurt strainer. I call it yuckert because I do not like yogurt. I I do have to buy Shander a specific type of yogurt. She likes what does she like? She likes the 5%, some Greek yogurt. It's plain Greek, no flavoring, no nothing, just 5% fat. I don't know if that's the fattest one we can find, but that's the one she likes. I can't remember the brand of it, but I buy it whenever I find it. It's hard to find sometimes because most stores will have either fat free or 2%. And she likes the 5%. and then she likes to put in Lily's chocolate chips into it. Marisa says she's heading to Costco on the 9th. I don't know when I'm going to Costco again. Faye is what she uses. Yeah. How do you guys know? You guys watching me? You following me? Becky is here. Good morning, Becky. It's like Friday. I'm trying to think. I think last night or the night before, Blink 182 was in town. I actually got offered tickets last night to go to the 30 Seconds to Mars AFI show, but I had to turn them down because I'm not going to be able to go to that. It's like a Thursday night. It's my brother's birthday, but I had offered tickets for that. I wouldn't mind. I would love to see AFI. I remember seeing AFI for the first time in 2002, and I think I saw them twice, like 2001 and 2002. I think I saw them back to back. I saw them saw AFI and Rancid and a couple other bands in 2001 at Warped Tour. And then I saw AFI, Tiger Army. It was AFI, Tiger Army, Converge, and Dillinger Escape Plan in 2002 Crazy Fest in Louisville, Kentucky. That was a good show. I love Dillinger. I've seen Dillinger like 4 or 5 times now. 5 times, I think, because I saw them in 2002, and I saw them twice open for Deftones. 4 times. And then I saw like their farewell tour. Let's see. McDonald's parking lot had an uneven sidewalk, and it wasn't very well lit. Gas station, store, and restroom were closed. So we had to walk there to go to the restroom. Oh, I see. Well, that sucks. Stacy, how is Ken doing, dear? How are you? How is Ken? I'm super bummed because on Monday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, Deftones announced that they would be playing Chicago at the Metro last Thursday. So it was a very short notice. Like tickets went on sale Wednesday and sold out within just a few minutes because Deftones is a band. If you're not familiar, they are a kind of one of the originators of the kind of what would be considered like new metal, but they were never quite new metal to me. They were always kind of like more of a proggish, progressive new metal kind of, but they were just more groove oriented. And they didn't have they didn't really follow the new metal formula. And I've seen Deftones, I don't know, I've seen them all over the place. I've seen them in Missouri, Chicago. I've seen them, I don't know, Indianapolis. I don't know where I've seen them all. I've seen them all over the place. And they played the Metro, which is a very, very small venue in Chicago. I've seen a lot of great shows at the Metro. But it was impossible to get tickets. I didn't even try. But I wanted to go so bad. And that happened on Thursday. But yeah, that was one of those things that I wish I could have done. I love the small shows. Like I love seeing, like last time I saw Deftones, I paid $100 for a pit ticket to see them at our new amphitheater downtown. And it's fine. But I'd rather see a small show any day. I'd rather see a small club show any day than a stadium or an amphitheater show. To me, like when you start getting into stadium and amphitheater, you're paying so much more to be close. And and if you're far back, then it's just not the same experience. And that's just not how I like to experience music. I'm an amps in the face kind of guy. Risa says, I felt home due to seizures and now going to have surgery to fix it. Well, I'm so sorry for that. And I hope you're feeling better. Your ankle, well, I hope they're able to take care of that and it's a quick recovery. Stacy says we're doing good here. Well, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I'm glad you're here. And I'm glad you and Ken are feeling better. And I hope to see you guys soon. United Carnivores in the house. Greetings from Tampa Bay. Well, thank you again for being here. I truly appreciate you. Sean says, very familiar with Deftones. I've never seen them live, but would love to. The first time I saw them was in 99. It was at Ozfest 99. They came out and like they just didn't have a good sound. Like the sound guy just was not paying attention. It just was muddy and wasn't. I've seen them outside since in other venues and they sounded fine. But that one I've seen him at like a Holiday Inn Expo in like middle of nowhere, Missouri before. I've seen him at the Riviera in Chicago a couple of times. I've seen him in like the like a big stadium in Chicago. I've seen him here at the Mirage Egyptian Room. I've seen them at the White River a couple of times. It's just one of those. They're just one of those bands that I love to see live. But I would love to see them in I would rather see them in a small venue. I know, like when they first started, like 95 and 96, they played back-to-back shows at the Emerson Theater, but I did not attend those. I was not aware of who they were at the time, unfortunately. Yeah, but yeah, I just love live music. Live music is life. So I'm always got to see a couple of shows a year, or I feel not alive. And I've got some shows coming up this year. I've got to get tickets for. Let's see, Power Glove. They're an instrumental metal band, like a power metal band that plays like video game and cartoon themes, but metalized. Like they play Tetris. I think that's so much fun. That's such a good thing. Stacy says we aren't going to be able to come to the dairy on Thursday. You know, the doctor appointment on Monday and Tuesday. We understand. We truly understand, and it's better that you guys get better. You guys get good, and we'll see. We'll see you. We'll see you when you're all rested up. I've seen Power Glove twice. I saw them open for Hammerfall in Chicago, and I saw them open for Blind Guardian in Chicago as well. Um, but yeah, they're so much fun. I just love live music. There's something about seeing live music. I have to go at least 2 shows a year. I have to try to go. I need the small, tiny little club, like little bar shows, like just the small little ones. I love it. I knew what you meant. That's far. It's far drive for you guys to come and walk around the fair and drive home. I know it's far. Brett says, "Gotta go. Loading up the car for the meetup today. Hope to see you there later. Hope to see some of you there. I hope all of you who are going to attend today are safe driving there, hanging out. Give all the hugs, Brett. Tell everyone I said hello. Sorry that I can't make it. And hopefully the heat isn't too bad. It was rough yesterday. And we've got so many great bands here in Indy. Um, so one of the guys that basically runs Black Circle, which is one of the venues that I love going to, his name is Dustin Boltzis, and he's in Flesher. He's in He's the drummer for Flesher. He's the drummer for Ritual, which used to be basically Demiricus. He's been in all kinds of bands. Then there's Obscene. Um, there's a Mother of Graves. Just depends on what kind of music you're into. Those are all heavy, heavy bands. The extreme side, typically what I gravitate towards. So one of the cutest things is the granddaughter really getting into this clutch song, and the clutch song is a binary. It's 100011110101, and she loves that song. I don't know why, but she does. That's my alarm too every morning. So when that's what wakes me up every day is like the organ in that song. It starts off with an organ, like one of those like Hammond organs. Andy says, I saw Janet Jackson last summer. It was fabulous. Lots of concerts in the past few years. Let's see. We've gone to the venue near Fisher's, the outdoor venue, really nice. Oh, Deer Creek. We call it Deer Creek. I think it's called Ruoff now, but it's been like Verizon Wireless, Klipsch, and they change it every few years. But it opened in 1991, and it was Deer Creek, so that's what we still call it. We just call it Deer Creek. I go to there every once in a while, but a lot of the times, like there's just not anything that's going. Um, I know like Marilyn Manson's coming there with Five Finger Death Punch, but I don't really care enough about that to go. And I think that's where like Slipknot's going to be playing. I wouldn't mind going to that, but I saw Slipknot in 1999, the day their album dropped, their first album dropped, and I saw it that day. And they played a 35-minute set at Ozfest on the side stage, and it was crazy. And then I saw them in Milwaukee later that year, and they played the Eagles Ballroom, and that was phenomenal show too. Psychosocial is my alarm song. Marisa says, I missed live music due to seizures. I'm unable to go to the strobe lights get me. Oh, that's not fun. My ringtone is I'm drunk and I need you now. My ringtone is Fears of Madness by Decapitated. My alarm is the Clutch song, but my ringtone is Fears of Madness by Decapitated. Went off in one of Susan's work meetings and she changed it. Yeah. Yeah, Decapitated is one of those bands like the early stuff, like from the album that the Spheres of Madness is on. It's called Nihility, and they were like 15 or 16 when they wrote and recorded that record. They were like this Polish death metal band and like just crazy technical for 16 years old. Like you listen to that and you're like, these kids were 16, and like their drummer's now gone. He passed away in like a car accident. Their bus like crashed, and yeah. Gojira is phenomenal. I've been lucky to see them, I think, 4 times. I've seen them open for Opeth. I've seen them open for I saw them open for Behemoth. We had free tickets to go to see Behemoth. It was like Knot Fest. Like Slipknot was playing, but we didn't stick around for Slipknot. We left after Behemoth played. We left that show early enough to still be able to drop by Costco on the way home. But yeah, they play. It was Gojira and Behemoth, and then I've seen them open for Deftones and Opeth. Opeth is one of those bands that I truly love. I've seen them a bunch of times, but like as of late, their albums have been like kind of mid, in my opinion. I know Trinity's turning 17. She's a sweetie pie. Make sure she knows I say happy birthday to her. I will try to send a little like Facebook Messenger message to her for her birthday. I'll try to remember. Carl says multiple languages, eco and viral theme. Yeah, like I've seen them live. They're so much fun. Like I've been listening to them since like 04, 05. I don't remember how I found them, but I found them and I was just like, what? What? So good. There's a band that I wanted to see. They played here a couple of weeks ago called The Ocean. And they had a record that come out in like 2015, 2014 that I would listen to that album every day for a while. It just had like every kind of, I don't know, it was just, you could listen to it and hear so much different stuff in it. Look at that. Everybody's wishing Trinity a happy birthday. Yes. So, like I said, for the next couple of weeks, we are not constrained. There's no live streams coming on near us or near this one that I need to let go for. Um, so yeah. Yeah, so check this out. So if you look at this, it was at 5,001. Now it's at 5,000. So it dropped down one. So that's the thing, is like, that's why I got to make sure to wait a few days to make sure that it's going to stay at 5,000. So I don't release a video and people are like, you're at 49.99. So yeah. Excuse me. Good idea to get a screenshot. I appreciate that. I'm going to take a screenshot of that and send it to Chandra at work. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I took a screenshot of that, so I've got that. That screenshot. Yeah. Need a buffer. I've got it. Woo! I just made a quick little community post saying thank you to everybody, because you guys truly are it. Oh my goodness. So what are you looking forward to this coming week? I'm looking forward to trying to continue getting into a routine, getting up 6 a.m. every day, getting the girl off of school, getting some stuff done, continuing looking for a job, trying to figure out what I want to do that makes the most sense, you know. Andy says, did some yard work in the heat yesterday. What about 2 hours total work? Took over 3 and it's still not done. Yeah, I don't do yard work. It's overrated. I do need to film a couple of videos today, hopefully get a video out. I got a couple of video ideas I wanted to make a video talking about the lady that passed away from the live stream. I think there was another one that passed away recently too as well, so, you know. Does it help that I watch your YouTube channel on my phone and TV? I don't really know. I don't know if it really makes a difference with the watch hours. I don't honestly know. Yeah. Our neighbor across the street, I just pay him to mow our lawn because it's too hot. And he does it in like 35 minutes. It takes me like an hour and a half. and he's out there in like sweatpants and like just gets it done. And I'm like, okay, that's well worth it. Takes me an hour and a half. He does in 35 minutes. He deserves that $20. I don't even know if people watching the live streams live actually goes towards watch hours. I don't think live watch time goes towards watch hours. I think it's the replays that get the watch hours. I honestly don't know. I would have to double check. I'm gonna look that up real quick here because I can't remember. There's a lot of things. There's so much things out there that I just don't know. Yes, watch time from YouTube live streams counts towards. Okay, let's see. As long as the stream is public after you're finished, yes, any watch hours during the stream and afterwards are counted. Okay. All right. I was curious. I wasn't quite sure. Yeah, I like to chat too. So typically I'm watching, like if I'm watching a live stream, I'm watching downstairs on my TV and I've got it up on my phone and I'm chatting with my phone because it won't let me chat. No, shorts don't do anything for watch hours, but shorts views do count for your overall views though. Yeah. But I've been getting more and more revenue out of my shorts as of late, so I don't know what that's changing or what's going on really with that. And I've been playing around too with the thumbnail testing as well. You can test like 3 thumbnails for each video. So I've been kind of going back to some of the older content and adding other newer thumbnails to that to see how that goes. That's not why. You guys are just long-winded. You guys will be on. I'll watch for like an hour and go do something for 3 hours and come back and you're still live. Woo. Yeah. We had a lot of stuff going on Friday. I didn't even get a chance to jump into your live at all. I didn't even see Cindy's live. Like I was so busy on Friday morning and stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. 69.9 lifetime watch hours. Yeah, I mean, it takes time. It really takes time. And it's a good way to build it slowly because the slower you build it, the more momentum you get. Because you don't want to have like one video get you all your watch time and then get monetized and then not be able to keep up the momentum. Because basically, if you look at it like, so if you go in and I'll do the math here real quick, you need 4,000 watch hours a year. So it's 4,000 a year for every and over 12 months. So the watch hours you got 366 days ago falls off. So if you got 4,000 hours in one day, 366 days ago, then that's gone. Then you're left with whatever. So if you need 4,000 hours a day, 4,000 hours a year, you divide that by 365. That's 10 hours, that's basically 11 hours a day. You need 11 hours a day watch time to make your 4,000. Yeah, um then and it goes by 28 days. So if you times that by 28 days, you need 307 hours every 28 days. So that's just a way to do it. I see how it is. It's like, yeah, we missed you. Almost skipped the stream. The problem when you guys doing Friday nights is I never know what's happening in my life Friday nights. We've got kids and they need us. Like all week, they've needed us every night, almost every night. Like I said, on Friday morning, I drove on Friday, I drove about 5.5, 6 hours, basically just taking the girl, our son's girlfriend to and from work. So to work was like a 3 hour process, and getting her home was another 2 hour process because she works an hour from here. And then it took me longer to get there in the afternoon because of evening traffic. And then on the way back, it was much smoother, but still, that was like 5.5, 6 hours because when he dropped her off to work on Friday, she then couldn't work because she was forgetting some major things that she needed to work. She works in a prison, and there were some things that she was unaware of, and she has to go through security. And security was like, "You can't work. You need to get this stuff." And so she's been there a month, and she's like, "They've never said anything about this stuff." And I'm like, "Okay." We went to like this Needler's place, and then we went to a Walmart, like a 20-minute Walmart ride. And then like we were at Walmart for 20, 30 minutes and like trying to get everything done like crazy. And then by the time I got home, then I had to like do stuff like run to the post office. And then by the time I got back, I was making dinner for us. And I didn't even realize it was Friday anymore. And then Saturday, yesterday, I was driving the post. I'm like, I forgot to be on their live. So if I'm never on your live, it's never out of me not wanting to watch it. It's something's going on, and one of the kids has needed me, or something's on fire, or I'm out of town, or whatever the case is. That's where the consistency comes in. 100%. Gotta love that mute button. Sherry says, just got up 15 minutes ago and you were probably ready to wrap it up. Probably here in a little bit. There's no huge rush for me to leave, at least for the time being, because Autumn and Richard aren't going live for a while. At least that's what they said last week. And then I'll probably be live, and then they'll be like, and we'll be overrunning them or whatever, and then I'll feel bad. But yeah, so 10 hours a day, 307 hours every 28 days. So I mean, it's not impossible. Like I said, right now, like in the last 28 days, I've had 822 watch hours. So I can go back and look at like my watch time. So I'll show that to you here. So you can see 822 watch hours, 32 hours more than usual. And see, like Saturday the 13th, I had 110 watch hours, 77, 21, 50. So you just never quite know. Then like some days you'll have 16, 12, 13. So as long as I've got 11 or better, I'm cool. 60, 9.7, 43, 10, 9, 5. So some days you're just not going to have many hours. And then you can look at like last 365 days. I've got 8.8 hours watch time, or 8.8 thousand watch hours. And you can see that's 365 days of money. 365 days, $641.31. Not raking in the dough very much, folks. It'd be nice if that was a month. That would be a lot better. So that's just to kind of give people, kind of an understanding of watch time and money and all that stuff. So the last 365 days, I've got 1.3 thousand subscribers. So not growing as fast as I would like, but I'm still getting there. Lifetime. Ooh, I've broken $1,000 though on YouTube. That's pretty substantial. $1,000 lifetime, but that's 3.5 years. January 14th. I'm trying to get here. January 15th, 2020, all the way to 4 years. Over 4 years. 18,000 watch hours. My biggest video here you can see. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a short. My Cool Whip pudding short's got 100,000, 102,000 views. It's made me $41. That's like, 600 subscribers from that video. 41, almost $42. But yeah, that's just to kind of give you, like I said, I try to be transparent with you guys. We're not getting rich here. I know you're kidding. You don't need to wrap up at 9:30, no Autumn. I know. Let's see. Yes, shit happens. Good morning, Ken. I am glad you're feeling better. We'll sing the Feeling Better song. I don't really have one, but hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. Like trying to tune into everybody's live streams, like watching everybody's live stream every week would be a full-time job. It would be the worst paying full-time job. I wish I had more of them lined up too. I need to get more. I need to be better at that. I just don't want to get into a situation where I've got a bunch of them lined up and then I'm not able to do them and have to move them all around. So once I kind of get a set schedule and kind of know what's going on over the next few weeks, I will be able to do that. It'll probably be something that'll, depending, who knows what day of the week it'll be, but it just depends. Because I want to be able to make sure that I have Fridays off, because Shannon likes to pick up on Fridays, because she'll make more on a Friday than I'll make in a week. So it seems silly to not be working every Friday. I just need to make sure my schedule aligns so she can do what she needs to do, because no matter what, she's going to bring in more money than me. So the only way I'm going to bring in more money than her is if YouTube blows up. The chance of me getting a job that makes more than her is very slim. So, I mean, it's obviously not a problem, but, it's just the reality. So if YouTube blows up and I can make a decent living from YouTube, then I could do interviews. I could be doing as many interviews as Dave Mack does. He does like a couple interviews a day, 4 or 5 interviews a day. He's just crushing those interviews. If you're not familiar with Dave Mack, you need to check him out. He does a lot of carnivore interviews. I interviewed with him a couple of weeks ago. Good morning, Lisa. She says, sorry I'm late, was getting ready for church. Well, that is fine. That's totally okay. We've just been hanging out, shooting the breeze. You know what we do? Yeah. And we'll be running late on Sundays just because for the foreseeable future, we won't be having to end because of Autumn and Richard. So we can go as late as we want. But I am officially out of coffee, but that's okay. Yeah. But that's crazy, y'all. 5,000 subscribers. I can't put it into words, like for real. 5,000 subscribers. When I started this channel all those years ago, I never thought, I mean, you hope, you have an idea, you hope that you're going to be able to get, quick growth and all that stuff. So, yeah. Well, I hope you're feeling better, dear. Headaches. I had a headache the other day, and I was like, I had a headache, and I was driving the kids around. So this was funny. Okay, tell me how you would handle. So I was driving the. Her name is Lauren. I was driving Lauren to work, and my middle child rode with us. And he was like, "Do you mind if I read in the car?" And I was like, "Well, that's a weird request, but I don't mind if you read in the car." It was dark. It was 6 a.m., so it wasn't bright out or anything. And I start driving and he starts reading out loud. He's reading to his girlfriend. He's reading a chapter of Game of Thrones, like the first book, to his girlfriend. And I'm like, "Wait, wait, wait, wait. This is not what I thought you meant." And so basically for an hour, I drove while he read out loud to her, or to us rather. I mean, I'm in the car too, right? And I'm just like, only my kids, right? Only my kids. Funny you say that. So we were at the thrift store the other day, and they had so for a while at Walmart, their Ozark Trail cups. They had the 30 ounce, and then they had these bigger 40 ounce cups. And we had a 40 ounce cup, and I don't remember one of the kids must have taken it with them, or it went somewhere. But we had a couple of 40 ounce cups like this. So 10 more ounces. So that's what I'm going to start making from now on. I've got it. I've washed the cup, but I got to wash the lids. I got to do some more dishes today. I didn't have enough room in my dishwasher for all the lids, so I've got to wash that. It's a bigger lid, obviously, but it was $1.99. So I was like, you know what? Let's buy it, and it's a 40 ounce cup. So that'll probably replace this cup, unless Buc-ee's comes out with a bigger cup, like a bigger 40 ounce cup that doesn't have the handle and all that stuff. I don't like the whole like Stanley format. It don't fit the dishwasher right. 40 ounce to freedom. Talking about Sublime. Oh yeah, I did see you. You seemed like you were pretty close. Shinedown's not a band that I appreciate. I'm not like much of a fan. I don't even know what. I don't even know. I don't know what they. I think I've heard a couple of their songs. They just never really were like a band that I was into. Um, but yeah, I mean that's just me. But I'm more into the heavier side of things anyway. So most of the stuff that I'm really interested in is not something that most people are really that interested in. Like I was super excited for the Gojira thing, and then like most people were like, "What? Why?" And the kids are like, "That's dumb." So that must be what I've heard. I knew I heard a cover they did. That was not bad. It's like them, and there's just a lot of bands in my mind that sound the same. You know, they just aren't my cup of tea, and that's fine. So Sean said that they did play the Simple Man cover, Heath. Yeah, I figured that would be in their set. If they're headlining and they have the time, they'd probably play that song. One band that I've been wanting to see is there's a band that I've been wanting to see for a while, and they're called Entheos. Um, I don't think I can play the can't play the audio, but I can share the link. I'll share the link to this in the thing here. I'll share the link here so you guys can see this. You guys can look at it at your leisure. There's a band called Entheos, female fronted band, and she's got the pipes on her, let me tell you. I love Skinnerd. I remember my buddy and I used to roll around in his old Trans Am. He had this blue Trans Am, and it was awesome. It had like the big back wheels on it. It was awesome. We just had so much fun driving it around, and like listen to Skinner. We listened to Master of Puppets. You know, it'd be so much fun. Jaheel, Dustin, can I chew on your brain? I want to be smart like you. I am not smart, bud. I am not smart at all, sir. Not even a little bit. Indeed. So like, yeah, there's like, so I've been wanting to see Entheos live. I've never seen them. There's a band called Inferi that I've wanted to see live. I've never got a chance to see them play. There's been some bands that have come through here that I haven't got a chance to see. Usually it was by the NKOTB dorks. Okay, so that's the weird thing is like when like I remember when that came out, my mom bought their tapes, and I remember listening to those tapes, and I loved them. I thought they were so cool, but I was like 9. What did I know? And the same thing. Then like I got into Metallica. I never really got into Megadeth. I've seen them. I fell asleep during their set when I saw them, but it had been a long, hot day, and they played towards the end, kind of in the middle, like at dusk, and I was just like, I was done. But I've never seen Anthrax, but I've seen Metallica twice, and that's okay for me. They're too expensive now to see. Like they're not good enough, in my opinion. They're not a band that I enjoy enough to pay the prices they command. And that's one of the big things when it comes to like the stadium acts. Like it's not like that's what I like the band Ghost. So when I saw them on their first tour of the States, they were opening for Mastodon and Opeth. I saw them in Chicago at the Riviera. Before they really had their masks and everything, they were just kind of like really rudimentary kind of setups. And I saw them play, and I'd listened to their album, and I loved their first record, and I loved them live. And I remember they came out and they had like they had the incense burning, and they came out and just like made the concert venue smell real good. And I was like in love with that band. And I've seen them probably 10 times now. But they've gotten to the point where they're so big that I can't really justify going to see them anymore. Like I've seen them in the small club. I've seen them at the, like the smaller venues. And then I've seen them in the bigger venues. And now I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to pay the prices they command anymore. You know. Sean says, I was made fun of for having an acid wash jacket with Metallica, Megadeth, and Anthrax. Yeah, I still want a battle vest. One of these days I'll get around to making one. I've always wanted to see Ginger, but something happens and they have it. Yeah, because they're from are they Polish or are they're not Polish. They're they're from where I can't think of it. Are they Ukrainian or are they Polish? I can't remember. Anthrax throws down. Is there a band or concert you went to that you thought, wow, this is bad, never again? Man. I remember being excited, and I went and I think I paid like 20 some dollars to see Everclear. I saw Everclear in like 99, and I thought they were awesome, even though like Art had like strep throat or whatever. He didn't sing very long. But I went and paid to see them at a small venue here, and they were so bad we left. I'm trying to think. That's one band that I remember going to see and just being completely disappointed. But I've seen 1,000 bands, and there's been a lot of bands that I'm just like, no, and just leave. It's true because like metal shows, people just be stinky, and it just made it smell better. Love seeing Anthrax live. Seen them 4 times. I've never seen Anthrax. Andy says my teenage years were Whitesnake, Journey, Def Leppard. So I've seen Def Leppard. I haven't seen Journey or Whitesnake, but I've seen Rat and Poison, and I've seen Warrant. So you need to double check on some Mastodon. You can't sleep on that band. Let me send you, I'm going to send you a link for one of their albums that I think you'll dig. Their earlier stuff, yeah, and they don't have Cookie Monster vocals. They do have heavier vocals, but they don't have Cookie Monster vocals. I love guttural vocals. They don't have those. I will send you a link real quick. Do you have Spotify, Heath? I saw Pantera twice. I'll get to your comment in a second. But do you use Spotify, Heath? Because I'm going to send this link to you in Spotify. Because I could probably find it here. I need to find their album. I want to send this to you. I'll send it to you on YouTube. This album is, I can listen to this album all day. And it's not what you would think when it comes to Mastodon. They're a very dynamic band. Like Once More Around the Sun is an amazing record. This isn't that one. This one's A Cold Dark Place. But Once More Around the Sun, I'll send that one to you as well. Mastodon is amazing. And I don't think they have the Cookie Monster vocals whatsoever. That I'll argue with you about. So the first link that I sent to your messenger, Heath, is a 4-track album. I think it's an EP called A Cold Dark Place. Oh my God, it's so good. But it's totally like, it just shows you the total dynamic range. And then Once More Around the Sun is probably my favorite Mastodon record. So check those out. Yeah. Let's see. Evelyn says, I've seen Metallica live more times than you. Shocked. Well, I saw them twice. One time I saw them without James Hetfield. I saw them at a racetrack in Sparta, Kentucky in like 2000, 2001. I think it was 2000. And something had happened. James had hurt his back, so he wasn't there. And so Jason Newsted sang a couple of songs. Kid Rock sang a couple of songs. Like Jonathan Davis from Korn sung a couple of songs. I think Serge Tankian from System of a Down sang a couple of songs. So that was super cool. And I saw them in 1998. They played, it was them with Jerry Cantrell and then Days of the New. Yeah, Ginger's from the Ukraine because of the war. Yeah, so they had to cancel. I've never seen Ginger either. I think when they played here, one of the last times they played here, it was sold out so fast you couldn't get tickets. I've seen Pantera twice. I saw them play. I think it was like the Reinventing the Steel tour, and it was them with Soulfly, Morbid Angel, and Nothing Face. Then I saw them play like Ozfest 99 or 2000 or something like that. They played. And one thing that I will tell people who don't like death metal vocals or like the Cookie Monster vocals is you have to look at like there's different kinds of vocals. There's vocals that carry a melody but all vocals are just another kind of instrument. So if you take a listen to that and you listen and you can kind of incorporate that vocal into the music, it adds to, and not everybody's going to like it. I understand, but Sean says, I saw White Snake open for Motley Crue doing the Girls tour. That would be a lot of fun. I saw Journey almost burn down the stage as their wing logo had some pyrotechnics and half the wing didn't release. So it shot the fireworks into the rigging. Oh my goodness. I've never seen Black Label either. I've not seen Black Label Society. But you left out because I didn't know he would spell the crowd, but I've seen a lot of bands kind of do that kind of stuff before. Later, Uncle Big Guy. Later, Arden. Have a good one, buddy. Yeah, Godsmack is one of those bands I can't stand. Like Godsmack, just that whole, I'm not a fan. I bought the record because the girl on the cover was cute, and I didn't know who they were, and I was like, oh wait, this sucks. I lent it to my buddy, and he threw that out the window. So I was like, okay, not upset about that. Yeah, the second time I saw Metallica, it was them with Korn, Kid Rock, System of a Down, Power Man 5000, and it was at a speedway. I remember it was like a mile walk to get down to where our tickets were. It was fun though. It was a nice show. I love Corrosion of Conformity. They're so good. Corrosion Conformity opened for them. I remember coming into that show here, a local band at the time opened up. They didn't open up on the main stage. They were on a side stage and they were called Burn It Down. And I actually ended up becoming friends with everybody in that band as time went on. So it was like my buddy Bob Fouts was their drummer, and John Zepps was the guitar player, and Jason McCash was the bass player, and Ryan Downey was the vocalist. And years later, they did a reunion show, like 2004 or something. They did a reunion show, and I actually got to go to the rehearsal and watch them rehearse in the rehearsal space, and that was super awesome for me. And then because they actually went on tour with like Hatebreed and Shadows Fall and all that stuff, and they actually had like Sully the Bull was their tour manager and stuff for that. So that was super cool. I got to see them for the first time. That's kind of like my intro to like legitimate, like how cool Indianapolis is when it comes to music, because we seriously have some of the best music here. They may not always make it, but they are so good. There's a lot of bands here that are super underrated. Like, and I see bands in other cities and such that are like that make it out. I'm like, you're nowhere near as good as some of the bands that we have. And maybe I'm biased, but like we have so many good bands. And I wish I could play music on here, but I got to see Rat and Scorpions when I was in college. I saw Rat and Poison play together. We missed that show. I want to say, well, there was one show we went to was Poison and Def Leppard. I've seen Poison a few times, but I think that show like Cheap Trick opened up, but we missed them. He said, "Sad that you're not a fan of Godsmack. I was actually mad at them for the first time I heard them that wasn't the band. That was what we wanted our band to sound like." I'm just not. I don't. There's something, and then I don't like Disturbed either. But I've met David Draymond a couple of times, and he's always been a douche canoe. So, I mean, that goes a long way too. Yeah, I was 10 in 1989. I I've always loved going to shows. Like I remember I always wanted to go see Michael Jackson. He played here, and I wanted to go so bad when I was a kid. And my gym teacher went, and she was saying she saw like she got to see Michael Jackson play, and then she actually also saw like if anybody knows who Ryan White was because he was from Indiana, and she saw him in the crowd. Um, yeah, like to me, like when it comes to bands like Godsmack, like that faux heavy vocal, I'm not a like I don't know. I'd rather just either sing or don't, and just give me a guttural vocal. Like give me like suffocation any day. Like give me Frank Mullins any day. I've seen Corrosion of Conformity a few times. They've toured with Clutch. I've seen Clutch 26 times. I've seen Corrosion of Conformity 2 or 3 times, maybe. I think the second time I saw Clutch, because I saw Clutch and Corrosion of Conformity tour twice, the same tour twice, like a week apart, and COC and Clutch were kind of switching. So when we were in St. Louis, we saw the first of the 2 dates in St. Louis at the Galaxy Theater, and Clutch opened for COC, and then we saw them in Cincinnati at Bogarts. COC opened for Clutch. So yeah. Evelyn says, I lived in Chicago. My brother was all about big hair bands. I can't remember how many concerts I've been to, but there was a lot. I've been to so many shows in Chicago. Living in Chicago would be a lot better, I think. Sherry says, I like David Draymond's voice, but I've heard he's a jerk. He joined a dating site last year and dropped it. Then a couple of days, there was an article somewhere about his experience on there. Yeah, he's just a. I mean, I met him back before he was anybody, really. Like when he was on the side stage at like Ozfest, and he was out there talking with us and stuff. And he was just like, he wasn't like a nice person. I met Peter Steele from Typo Negative, and I remember we were just standing outside of the venue. We weren't even waiting to meet him. I mean, not that we wanted to meet him, but we weren't anticipating him to come out. He comes out of the doors, and we're standing out front of the venue, and he just walks out and walks over to me and my friend and shakes my hand. And if you know who he is, he's he's gone now. But Peter Steele, the vocalist for Typo Negative, 6'7", jacked, just built. And he walks over, shakes my hand. He has a super deep voice. He's like, I've got to go on the bus. I'll be back in about 5 minutes and I'll sign your stuff. And we're like, holy shit, I just met Peter Steele. And that was like one of the coolest things. Like I've met so many different bands and stuff. Like I met Deftones, Clutch. I've met like people like, Cannibal Corpse, Black Dahlia Murder, just tons and tons and tons of bands over the years. And they're almost always super nice, down to earth, like the dudes in God Forbid, dudes in Suffocation. There's all these guys are super down to earth and nice. And then like you meet someone like David Draymond and you're just like, why? I met what's the guy from Stained? I met him too. He wasn't very nice either. Clutch is just one of my favorite bands of all time. And Disturbed is one of those bands, if I never heard them again, I would be totally okay with it. I don't like his vocal. I don't like their production and their albums. It just sounds terrible to me. And I am very that's just one of those things, like I don't like that band. And there was a guy I worked with, he asked me every day for like a year, Because when they released that sound, the sound of silence or whatever cover, he's like, "Have you listened to it? Have you listened to it?" And I'm like, "I'm never going to listen to it. I am literally never going to listen to it on purpose. I've heard it, but it wasn't on purpose. I didn't have control of the radio, so I've heard it. It was awful. I don't like them. That's why I mean that's how I feel about Godsmack. But I mean that's just my opinion. But I mean, music is very polarizing, and people get very deep in their opinions about music and bands, and and that's okay. I used to be a lot worse about it. I mean, I still don't like them, but I used to be a lot worse. Yeah, I mean, they're just one of those bands, they could fall off the face of the earth and I'd be okay. I mean, and I know, like I said, it's polarizing and people can be upset with me or whatever, but I just don't like them. Well, thank you for being here. I hope you're feeling better. Have a great Sunday. Be safe, and we'll see you soon, dear. Hope your headache feels better. Um, but yeah, I mean, like I said, like those bands, just not a fan. And that's just the way it is. But yeah, just not a fan of those. But yeah. Yeah, we all have our opinions on things, and that's okay. That's why we have so many choices. Yeah. I mean, there's so many music choices you would never, ever, ever be able to listen to everything that's ever out there. Like so much new music coming out. Like the new Opeth. Opeth dropped a new song this week. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the band Opeth. I'm a huge fan of the early stuff. Like Blackwater Park is probably is probably the top 20 albums for me of all time. It's such a amazing, like, it's one of those albums to me that bridges the gap between brutality and beauty. So there is, and to me, there is brutality and like there is beauty and brutality, but he can do the deep guttural death metal vocal and he can sing like an angel. It says, I mean, he's got a great vocal on both sides. And over time, they've kind of gone more prog rock and away from the metal stuff. And kind of like their early, like kind of the transition album was called Heritage, and this new song is called like SS1 or something like that. It's like a SS symbol looking thing, and it's for their new record or whatever. And I listened to it, and it was like, "Oh, Opeth is back! Opeth is back!" And I'm like, "They are not back because he hasn't done heavy vocals in a long time." Like, because they did Heritage, and then there was like a straight up like prog, like jazzy type stuff. And then like the right before the pandemic, they released an album, but they released two versions because they're a Swedish band. They released it in English and in Swedish, and I it was more the same, and I wasn't really interested in it because I loved Blackwater Park, Damnation, Deliverance. Damnation's probably a good album to start with because it's all light acousticy type stuff. Um, even maybe even like off of Blackwater Park, there's a song called Harvest that might be something that would be more into what like a sound that people would be into, but yeah. So one of my so Sean says one of his favorite bands he likes to see live is Trivium. That's another one of those bands that I've never really got into. Um this Trivium, I think that's isn't that I never really got into them, but I think that's I can't think of that guitar player's name. Is that Matt Heafy? He does cool stuff, but I'm just not a fan of the band itself. Um, like I said, when it comes to metal, I'm very picky. Um, Janice is amazing. She's got one of those. She has a one of those voices that it's divisive, but I think it's exactly what was needed at the time. I think at the time that is such a huge and impactful style that had not been heard before. She's an acquired taste, but I think she was necessary. That's like if you look at the transition of the Beatles, like if you look at like music, like how Beatles changed music and how Led Zeppelin changed music and how Cream changed music and how all these different groups, Pink Floyd and all these bands that kind of came in that era and just totally shifted the paradigm of what pop music or what was considered music of the day shifted. And then you kind of like you go the 60s into the 70s and then into the 80s. And there was such a weird thing with the 80s between like the, like what you would think of like Flock of Seagulls and, that type of stuff into like Devo, into hair bands like Poison and all that stuff and Metallica. There was so much going on. It's crazy to think that all that was churning and like obviously, music as a whole is the transition of musically going from like just think about the difference between recorded music from the 20s, which there's hardly a lot of music from the 20s that remains the recorded music. 30s, 40s, most of it was like big band, like orchestra style stuff, like like what you would think. And then like into the 50s when you got like the Big Bopper and you got like Chubby Checker and Elvis Presley and in all of that stuff. There's just so much. And then like you move into like the 90s with kind of like where grunge came in, into the new metal, into boy bands, all that stuff. There's so much different kinds of music. Yeah, Matt Heafy. I just never really got into Trivium, never listened to him too much. I'm trying to think. And there's bands too that I like live that I don't like on like I don't like on CD. Like I've seen Animals as Leaders before, like 3 or 4 times, but I don't like them. I don't like the recorded stuff. I like them live. Acquired taste is such an odd concept to me. Like, let me hit my hand with a hammer until it feels good. Well, think about it like this: like rhubarb pie, key lime pie. Those are like, or like even like sugar cream pie. Those are all vastly different pies, and not everybody likes them. You know, there's like, like not everybody liked NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. Like you think it like, if you take the worst bands you've ever heard of, that's somebody's favorite band. Jethro Tull's. I've never much listened to them, you know. Jethro Tull's another acquired taste. I love them, but Shell absolutely hated them. I'm just not. They won best metal album or best hard rock album over Metallica that year. Come on. Come on. But, I could talk about music all day. And I think like, and the thing is a lot of people aren't going to agree with my taste in music because I do like a lot of the heavier things. Like to me, like Frank Mullen has one of the best death metal vocals, even though he's retired and they've got a new vocalist in Suffocation, you know. I'm a fan of Rush, but the Warden can't stand them. Rush is great. Like, and even the transition from Rush, like early Rush to late Rush, completely different band. It's crazy. Like the same thing with Clutch. Like if you go and you listen to Transnational Motor Speedway League versus their newest album, completely not the same band. Even like Transnational Motor Speedway League into Elephant Riders or Transnational Motor Speedway League to their self-titled to Elephant Riders to Pure Rock Fury into I can't think of the next record. Yeah. I've yeah. And then you listen to something like Strange Cousins from the West. Come on, there's so many different records, or from Beale Street to Oblivion. And then you get into, like their newer stuff. Like, it's crazy to watch their ebb and flow. The Rush is one of those bands, like, it's like them, and then like other bands that always, like, you could hear different songs that are just different styles. I don't know. But yeah, Heath, whenever you listen to those records, let me know if you ever do. Let me know what you think of that 4-song EP. I think it's amazing. Once More Around the Sun is really good. But I mean, I'm not trying to change your mind about cookie cutter vocals, or Cookie Monster vocals. But I'm also very picky when it comes to that style of vocal as well. Not everybody does it right. Some people sound terrible. You can listen to a band like Lorna Shore. Lorna Shore is one of those bands. He's probably got one of the scariest vocals I've ever heard. Like, where does that come from? Like, where does that vocal come from? Like, it doesn't look like it comes out of his body. The same thing if you look at Entheos, like, where does that vocal come out of her body? I don't know. Shannon and I don't always see eye to eye when it comes to music. I'll listen to something. She's like, "What is this?" Like the other night, I was watching a YouTube video of a show that I was at in 2000. Maybe in 99 or 2000. I can't remember. I think it was 2000 because I was not 21 yet. I was turning 21 that month. And bye, everyone. Maritza says bye. Bye, Maritza. She says, bye, I got to go. It's nice to share Sunday morning with you, all of you. Well, thank you so much for being here. Neil Peart is my hero growing up. Yeah, he was amazing. There's nobody could drum like that. I remember the next year Metallica won Best Metal Album, and they thanked Jethro Tull for not releasing an album that year. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what I was talking about now. I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway. Oh, I think that about wraps us up for today, ladies and gentlemen. I've been talking for almost 3 hours. I want to say thank you all for being here, hanging out with me, supporting me, hitting 5,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. Thank you all so very much. I'm truly appreciative of everything you guys do. You're here for me, hanging out with me every Sunday morning. I truly, truly appreciate it. Yeah, I was gonna say, Shannon and I don't always see eye to eye. I was watching a video of a show that I was at in 2000, and it was awful. It was recorded with like a camcorder, so I mean, it was terrible quality. And I'm always looking for myself in those, but I never see myself. And I know I was up front, but I still never see myself, so it's really weird. But yeah. Thank you so much, Sherry. But yeah, it's like she and I don't see eye to eye on music. And I was listening, and she was like, "I don't understand," and I'm like, "I get it." But because at the time she had 2 kids, and I was still living, I was doing whatever I wanted to do. I was working a full-time job and going to shows and playing in bands and doing all kinds of stuff. So that's just who I was. Sean Bradley for $5 American. Congrats on 5K. Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much for being so generous with your time and all of your contributions. It truly means the world to me. It really, really does. I truly appreciate you. And thank you again, like I said, for being here and spending time with us. and hanging out. That means the world to me. Um, but yeah, she and I don't see eye to eye on most things. We do our Venn diagram has a nice big, cross section of stuff that we listen to. But when it comes to the heavier stuff, she's not into it. She'll go see Clutch with me. But you know, she's gone and seen Circus Survive, Say Anything, bands like that with me. So, you know. But with that, again, thank you, Sean. Thank you all so much for being here. It truly means the most to me. 5,000 is totally blowing my mind right now, and I'm truly psyched for that. Thank you all so very much. And again, we'll see you not this Tuesday because we are going to the fair, so we won't have a live. Maybe we'll do a live on Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. Depends on what's going on. We got to record a 5,000 subscriber video. But with that, that's all for today, folks. And thank you again for being here. I love your faces. We'll see you next time.